Dan Labbe, Mary Kay Cabot, Ashley Bastock, the Browns 39-17 losers to the Miami Dolphins today here at Hard Rock Stadium, which you can see right behind us. Mary Kay, this was, we came off the bye week thinking things were pointing in the right direction for the Browns. The vibes seemed good. They had just beaten the Bengals pretty handily on Monday Night Football, and then it all just kind of blew up here today.
Yeah, this was an old-fashioned beatdown. I think that the Dolphins just came out with a terrific game plan. They ran the ball down the Browns' throats. They really didn't think that was going to happen. They had been 29th in rushing with 86.9 yards heading in. They rushed for 195 yards in this game, and that paved the way for them to do whatever they wanted on offense. 491 yards, I think it was, and the Browns just had no answer for them whatsoever, and offensively, they couldn't do the job either.
Ashley, you and I tweeted simultaneously at one point. The Dolphins just got their season high in rushing. It was like the third quarter.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because we came into this game, sort of saying if the Browns are going to win, they need to control the time of possession and really run the ball at the Dolphins. But it was interesting talking to the defensive players after and hearing Kevin Stefanski. It's like the Browns weren't surprised by this, which to me almost makes it worse. And, John Johnson, 3, was one of the guys who he talked about being used to Mike McDaniel from when he was the run game coordinator in San Francisco. And JJ3 was with the Rams and had to play them twice a week. And he's like, this is, kind of a typical Mike McDaniel game plan. And I think we saw that. He went after a weakness, saw it, and utilized it to the Dolphins' strength.
Now, Mary Kay, obviously the big picture here is the Browns are 3-6 after 9 games. They lose a half game on Baltimore. They lose a half game on Cincinnati. They have to go to Buffalo next week. Now, Buffalo has lost 2 games in a row. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for the Browns that they've lost 2 games in a row. Josh Allen did play today. This thing is really close to the edge, and Myles Garrett made it pretty clear after the game that he kind of knows where they stand.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys always say, one game at a time, put on those blinders, don't look ahead. That went out the window today. Myles said, we have to win the next 2. It's against the Bills and the Bucs. And furthermore, he also said, they're not unbeatable, especially for us. And so, those are some pretty heady words to be saying after getting blown out by the Dolphins today. But that's kind of the mindset. These guys still feel like there's a chance.
Yeah, and Ashley, it really does come down to, I hate to say you've got to beat the Bills, but you almost do, which is a really difficult task on the road. But if they want to have a chance when Deshaun Watson comes back in 3 games, they maybe do need to win these next 2.
Yeah, 3-6 right now. Imagine if they're 3-8 when they hand this over to him, or 4-7. That's a lot worse than 5-6 if you're going to win these next 2. But it's a tough task right now. I think this game was super important, and it's not like you said, Dan, it's not just the fact that they lost, it's that this was like a beat down. It wasn't even close, and the Dolphins kind of wrestled control of this game away from them really early.
Mary Kay, what was more disappointing today, the offense or the defense?
I'm going to say the defense. I'm going to say the defense because, you know that Mike McDaniel is going to do something different. He's brilliant, and you're expecting that they're going to go to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle all game. So you have to think, okay, that's not what he's going to do. He's going to do something vast. I even said it on the radio before the game that they were going to really emphasize the run today. And the problem was they just had no answer for it. They couldn't stop it. I don't know if they had the right game plan for trying to stop the run, or if they were just, not technique sound. Not really sure about that. You would think that with Myles Garrett being so much healthier, Jadeveon Clowney being so much healthier, that they would have had some kind of an answer for this run game, but they just didn't.
Ashley, same answer?
I would say the defense as well. Again, it's kind of like they almost sounded like they were expecting some element of this. So the fact that it's the same issues we've seen, they've been gouged on the ground for 150 yards at least from opposing rushes the last 4 out of the last 6 games, I believe it is. So it's just more of the same. To me, it's almost like it's who we thought they were. They're a team who just can't stop the run up front now, and they have to figure out a way to fix it, because the reality is Deshaun Watson, he might make it easier to play from behind because of how explosive he is, but it's not going to fix these problems. They are here to stay, I think.
All right, Browns losers to the Dolphins here in Miami. They head to Buffalo next week to take on the Bills. We'll cover everything that happened today, everything leading into next week's game, all at cleveland.com/Browns.